Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Student Crypto. In today's content we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on the macro level. We'll take a look at it on a quarterly basis, all the way down to the 3D time frame and all that good stuff, right? And what type of price action we could anticipate going into 2023 and all that good stuff, right? Because we only got like 3 weeks to go, right, for the yearly cycle to close. So nothing don't have enough time basically to get high volatility and all that good stuff, right? So let me check out the sound. We got 589, so the sound is good. 46, 47, 0. Thanks a lot for tuning in. All right, guys, welcome back to Student Crypto. We got Aladino. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So don't forget to hit the likes, guys. So to get the give chance to other bears to join the live stream and all that good stuff, right? So sound is good. So now let's dive into the analysis. So as you can see on the title, right, the 4 bearish quarterly cycle, we're not officially getting a 4 bearish quarterly cycle, but if we close just like it is, right, just about like a below 17k and all that good stuff before end of December, we could be getting a 4 bearish quarterly cycles. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, it is going to be extremely hard for the bulls to regain control over the next like a few quarters. Let's say mid 2023, or even like a third quarter of 2023 and all that good stuff. So we're talking about the quarterly cycle. So we're not even talking about like weekly or even monthly. So 4 bearish quarterly cycle going to be pretty hard to basically get back bullish very quickly, meaning like a macro reversal might not happen like in early 2023 and all that good stuff. Okay, so if you take a look at it right here, that's the first time, according to the BLX chart, right, that's the first time we're getting a full consecutive bearish quarterly cycle. Back in 2011 we only had like a 2. If you go back to 2014, we only had 3. If you go back to even the bear market of the year 2018, we only had 2 bearish quarterly cycle, and basically find the bottom right around the quarterly 21 EMA. So you guys heard me talking about like the quarterly 21 EMA back in late 2021, back in November, December. I was talking about the quarterly 21 EMA. As you can see right here, we just close below it, right, and open and close a candle below it. So that's not a good sign in terms of like a macro reversal, right? And if we want to take a look at it in terms of indicators, right, in terms of MACD, we got a bearish quarterly MACD. So that's not a joke. Okay, we talk about it when it comes to the DXY, we talk about it like after the DXY flip positive, like back in April 2022, we said like the DXY going to be pumping possibly all the way up to 120, okay, or even like 114 to 120, and we hit that 114 level. So BTC right now with a bearish quarterly cycle doesn't look really good, right, in the short to medium term, or even in the in terms of macro, it still doesn't look good. Okay, we got to get back above our quarterly 21 EMA before we start to talk about like even the monthly 21 EMA, because the monthly 21 EMA as of now, it is above the quarterly 21. So the monthly 21 nearly 29k right here. That's our monthly 21 EMA, and our quarterly 21 EMA, you can see it is right around like a 21.4, 21.5, give or take. So pretty crucial, right, for the next like a 2 to 3 quarters. I wouldn't be extremely bullish, right? Even if we break out above 20k, 25k, 30k and all that good stuff, you might want to still be cautious, right, and not be calling for like a macro reversal, because 2023 might be just a pump and dump. Okay, I'm not saying like we're not basically going to we're not going to pump in 2023, but all I'm saying is like if we get any reversal up to the monthly 21 EMA in 2023, right, you want to be like, okay, I've been accumulating at the monthly 100 EMA, accumulating at the monthly 100 SMA. Possibly we will talk about the monthly 100 SMA. If we hit our monthly 21 EMA at any given time in 2023, you just have to pack the bags. Okay, it could be from here up to the monthly 20 up to the monthly 21 EMA for the next like 2 quarters, or it could be from here up to the monthly 211 EMA for the next like a 2 to 3 quarters, depending on the volatility. So the takeaway is like the macro directional trend, it is still down, right? But we could possibly get a reversal, sometime in sometime in 2023, okay, before before the second half of 2023 and all that good stuff, okay? Because MACD, once again, on a quarterly basis will require enough power, meaning like enough volume to flip back bullish, okay? So just keep that in mind for the next like 6 to 9 months. We might not be seeing any new all-time high and all that good stuff, okay? T-Dog in the house, aka Leroy, thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. BU, it's been a while, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So hopefully everything is clear regarding BTC on the macro level going into 2023. We might be going for another live stream before end of the year, just to make sure to finalize what type of a bearish cycle we got on our basically quarterly basis. Because if we close below 19.5 where we open the quarterly cycle, that's going to be pretty bad. I know most people are going to be panicking and all that good stuff, but we will deal with it because we still got our monthly 100 SMA at 12.5. Even if we dump down to a 12.5, we're going to get another support possibly, okay? Get another support for another move back up to the 30s and all that good stuff. But we will talk about it in sometime in January and all that good stuff. So the quarterly analysis is not a day trading analysis. It's just it is just a basically directional analysis, not a nothing to be looking for an entry and all that good stuff, okay? You just want to get the direction and know where to take profit if price action gets down to those areas and all that good stuff. All right, so now let's move on to the monthly cycle, right? Because we've been following the monthly cycle over the last few months, okay, or even a couple of years, right? So if we take a look at the monthly cycle, you guys have been watching Sun Crypto long enough, since like November 2021, guys. We talked about the monthly 21 EMA, and after that we said we could be moving sideways. I wasn't sure, okay, if BTC was going to move sideways, but I said we could be moving sideways for like a 2 to 3 months, and that's exactly what happened. And right here, after we closed below our monthly 21 EMA, we said, guys, let's just take it down to our monthly 50 EMA, down to like a mid 20Ks, right? 25Ks and all that good stuff. We hit that target in May actually, okay? And in June, if you're in our premium group, just like Leroy, okay? Basically we were looking for a move from 31.32 all the way down to 21K plus minus 10%. And we said, it could take a while, guys, to basically just break below the 21K plus minus 10%. And the reason for that was like we were paying attention to our quarterly time frame. Even though we were trading the monthly time frame, right, we knew, right, our quarterly support going to be just about like the quarterly 21. So that's why back in April, right, June, I was saying like, after the drop all the way down to the 21K, 17K and all that good stuff, I was like, most bears, okay, most bears back then were looking for like 10K. And what I said in my premium was like, we most likely, okay, not going to drop down to 10K in Q3, okay, possibly in Q4, but in Q3, we're not going to dump anywhere below like, 14K, okay, and we're not going to go any higher than 25K. Why 25K? Because we will talk about the 3D 21 EMA and all that good stuff, because our 3D 21 EMA back then was right around like a 25K. So we were basically using the quarterly, the monthly, and the 3D time frame, in one analysis, and basically just to get the direction and resistance and all that good stuff. So the directional move was down, but the sideways correction, you just needed to pay attention to your lower degree for the sideways correction, right? So as you can see right now, our secondary support was the monthly 100 EMA, right? We got that support right here, just about like a 16.2, right, coinciding with our 50% pullback from swing low 4K, swing high all the way up to a 69. So we got that 50% pullback. So the macro traders, guys, going to be paying attention to these moving averages, and they're going to be paying attention to these macro fibs, right? So now our next macro support going to be our monthly 100 SMA, which is right now at 12.5. However, okay, if you're a short-term trader, you still want to pay attention to your mid 11K, because you got your 0.618 at 11.7, 11.8 range right here. Okay, so that's going to be the 0.618, just like what happened right here. 50% pullback coincided with what? The 100 EMA right there, coincided with the 100 EMA. Now our 0.618 going to be coinciding with what? Our 100 SMA. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind going forward. On a monthly basis, I just don't see it as of now, okay, for bulls to be closing, okay, the monthly cycle above like 21, 22. Okay, because you can see right here, the monthly cycle right here was extremely bearish, right? Breaking below the 5-6 month of consolidation. So it might be very tough, right, to break above like a 21K area, okay, for the bulls, okay, for this month. Could it be in January, February? I don't know, okay, but all I know is like, even if we get up, even if we push up to like a 20K, 21K, that's going to be a very strong resistance for the for the bulls. Okay, most likely bear is going to be taking advantage of the retest of the previous resistance, or also right here. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind on a monthly basis. And we got our monthly 21 EMA, right, which is going to be our bull market confirmation. If we basically retest it at some point, right, and consolidate, let's say a quarter or even 2 quarters above it, and we could be saying like, hey, we're going to be pushing high, or we could drop back down to retest the macro bottom and basically get back above it and basically just push it. Price action could push to the upside after that and all that good stuff, right? So the takeaway, once again, on a monthly basis, right, it is going to be the monthly 100 SMA, right, and our 50% and our 0.618 Fibonacci. Okay, 12.5, 11.7 area, right, going to be the macro monthly support, right? And at the same time, for the resistance, right, the maximum resistance I'm seeing right now on a monthly basis is going to be 21K. But once again, we'll take a look at the lower degree on a 3D basis and weekly, because I'm not sure, okay guys, if bulls are confident enough to try to basically pump the price above 21K as of now, okay, without no wicks to the downside. So I don't think like anyone is confident enough to say, okay, that's the bottom. Okay, I don't think anyone is confident enough to say like that's the absolute bottom, even though we're getting a support from the 50% pullback and the monthly 100 EMA. So I'm not confident enough to say, okay, that's the bottom. And you guys know I'm not looking for the bottom, because I'm gonna be like, hey, if we go above the monthly 21 EMA, I can be confidently saying like the previous lows, right, were the bottom, something like that. Okay, wherever we basically consolidated at, right? But as of now, after a dump like that, it is hard to say like that's the bottom. You can't just say, okay, it is a good support, but not a bottom as of now. Okay, but once we get above the monthly 21, consolidate, possibly retesting it, not breaking it, we could say that's a bottom, right? So if you're looking for the bottom, you got probably 3 to 4 quarters to get a possible confirmation. So you're looking at like sometime in 2024, okay, late 2023, early 2024, before you can say like, hey, that's a bottom, right? Farouk, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's go ahead and move on and take a look at BTC in terms of Fibonacci and all that good stuff, right? And indicators. So if we take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, we already talked about it, right? So the main thing to remember in terms of Fibonacci is your 50% pullback and 0.618. So that is it. Nothing crazy regarding these fibs, because anyone can draw these fibs, right? But you have to be very patient, because you know, it could take time to get down to your fib levels. Okay, fib levels, right? Or you can draw your Fibonacci from you know, 3120 area back in 2018 lows, right? If you do that, right, your 0.618 is going to be at 10k, all right? But once again, I think as of now, right, the safest thing to do is just to draw it from here, right? But you can also draw it from there. It's nothing wrong with that, okay? So depending on how comfortable you know, depending on how comfortable you with the fibs and all that good stuff, right? So it's not about being right or wrong. It's just about, like, you know, are you a doom boy or are you a moon boy, right? So in terms of indicators on the monthly cycle, we still got our MACD still pointing down, so nothing bullish, right? Even though we're getting a slight shift in momentum, but that's not bullish, okay? It is still negative, okay? Our MACD, it is still negative. In terms of RSI, it is saying, like, hey, it is time to be accumulating. Even though I'm down, you know, I'm extremely oversold, right? You better be buying me right here, because once we get up to you know, above 55, you might be buying me above like a 30k and all that good stuff. So in terms of like a macro buying, right, macro DCAing, right, you know, 15k, 16k, it is a decent range to be buying, okay? If you bought, let's say you accumulated at 19k, 18k, you might be saying, like, you know, 16k, 17k, 19k, it is the same range. I might just wait at the monthly 100 SMA, and if we don't get the monthly 100 SMA, I might just suck it up and buy at 20k again if we get a big move to the upside, right? So it depends how you DCA, okay? So it is not about like being right or wrong. It just depends on your strategy. Did I buy at 19k, 18k? No, then, you know, I might suck it up and accumulate at 15k, 16k, right? Yeah, you know, if I bought at 19k, 18k, I can just suck it up and wait for, you know, the monthly 100 SMA, right? 11.7 to 12.5. So it all depends on, you know, the way you're looking at the market and what type of a strategy you want to apply for the bear market, okay? Because what I've been saying is, like, you know, if you're DCAing, you don't want to be DCAing like in small increment, every 3%, every 4%, every 5%, and all that good stuff. You want to be DCAing like at least every 25, 35%, all right? Stuff like that, right? That way you're going to get a great average, right? And all that good stuff, right? So hopefully it makes sense, right? So we talk about BTC in terms of, you know, moving averages, Fibonacci's, MACD, and RSI on a monthly basis, right? So now let's move on and take a look at the total market cap. So when we take a look at the total market cap, we got a macro trend line support, right? Started like since like a 2013 resistance, right? That same trend line support basically acted as support, right? Back in July 2017. I don't know if most of you guys remember what happened back in July 2017 when BTC dumped back down to the I think 29.50, something like that, okay? So I think that was the China food and all that good stuff. So you know, dumped back down to 29.50, retested the previous trend line resistance, acted as support, and back in 2018 we used that as support, and you know, back in you know, the COVID crash, we used it as support, never closed below it. And if we want to basically retest that trend line, that could be anywhere between, like, you know, 480 to a 500 billion market cap, okay? So keep that in mind. Once we hit like 500 billion market cap, you might not want to be bearish in you know, you might not want to be bearish on BTC. In terms of drops, right, we got 80% drop back in 2014. 2018 we got 88, and on average we got 84% drop. So 84% drop will take us just about like 480, give or take, Okay, so I would say 500 billion, right? Total market cap would be a decent range to be accumulating next for BTC and most crypto and all that good stuff, right? So keep that in mind going forward, right? So now let's take a look at Ether really quickly. So for Ethereum, all right. So for Ethereum, we can see like we got a double top on the lower degree, right? Just about like on the 12-hour up to the daily, we got a double top, double bottom, and a nice divergence right here formed right after the double bottom right here. So we got that push to the upside, but we're creating, since like we're creating a flat correction, it looks like we could be getting a triple bottom or even a continuation to the downside to retest the 1050 to a 950 area. So keep an eye on Ethereum, right? If we get a negative crossover on a 12-hour basis, that could indicate like Ether could be dropping back down to at least get a triple bottom, okay, on a lower degree. It could even be a continuation to the downside to retest the 1050 to 950 and possibly even go lower, okay? For the upside, let's do this. So for the upside momentum, okay, if we can break out above the 1350, right, consolidate, it could possibly try to retest the previous resistance, just about like a 1550 to a 1600 range. But it has to basically get a clear breakout above like just about like let's say 1380 to a 1400 range, right? But as of now, with a flat correction and a previous impulsive wave, I would basically be going with the bearish momentum, okay? Would be going with the bearish momentum for the in the short to medium term and all that good stuff, right? Right. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ether on the monthly basis before we go back to BTC on a 3D basis and all that good stuff. So when we take a look at Ether on a monthly basis, we way below our monthly 21 EMA, right? Just like what happened right here. We said it back in May. We said like we're going to be dropping down to a 1050 to a 950. And in terms of Fibonacci, that range was exactly our 382 Fibonacci, okay? So on a monthly basis, if we're going to get a continuation to the downside, right, and not breaking above our monthly 50 EMA, which is right now right around like a 1507, we could be looking for the next Fibonacci to be somewhere around like a 650. So 650 to 550 going to be the next support on a monthly basis for Ether, right, going forward. I'm not sure when we're going to get there, but it seems like if we break out below the 1050 to 950, it will be much easier to get down to basically get the breakout down to the 650 or the 50% pullback. We got 0.618, give or take, right around $400, but I'm not basically looking for it as of now. Want to basically focus on the 50% pullback first before we talk about 0.618, because I said it when Ether was right around like a 2500 range right here. We said once we hit down to 1000 range, we could be moving sideways, and we want to focus on the sideways correction before focusing on the 50% pullback. Okay, so 382 got the job done, supported the price for nearly 6-7 months, right? Since like June, right? You got 2, 4, 6, 7 months above the 382. We could spend another 3 to 4 months somewhere around like a 650 before breaking below it, or even retesting 1850 and all that good stuff, depending on the volatility, right? So keep an eye on 650, $400, possibly like second half of or even late 2024. Even if we're going to retest it, I don't think we're going to retest it like in early 2023 and all that good stuff. Okay, just because we got a macro fibs at 650, right? Even if it retested like in early 2023, you know, it could just be a flash crash, right? As you can see right here, even though we dump all the way down to 950, 1050 area, right? The very next month, you can see like Ether bounced right back up to like a 1850 to a 1950 area. And we said it right here, 1850, 1710, 1950, 2000 area, going to be a resistance for Ether. We said it back in July, guys. So August also, right? And you can see like it dumped right back down to the fib. So if we retest like 650, 550 area, expect another push back up, all right? It might not be a very impulsive move because you're talking about the monthly, but it could be, it could be very, very sloppy also, okay? Something like that, possibly, right? So let me take a look at the chat room. What's up, Bigaloni? Thanks a lot, Bigaloni. Tells in the house. We got Pablo S Crypto. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Mr. Shu is saying, we gotta talk about LTC BTC. I will take a look at LTC BTC after we talk about BTC on a 3D basis. Peter, thanks a lot for tuning in, Peter Moonboy, Peter FTM Moonboy. Okay, we'll take a look at FTM BTC and FTM USD. Bitcoin Cash and SLP to the moon, says Maurice. Maurice is another moon boy. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, right? So most of you guys know what to look for on a 3D basis, right? So the most important indicator on our 3D basis, it is our MACD. Okay, so if you guys been following us long enough, guys, I'm not gonna basically go through all the crossovers and all that good stuff because most of you guys are already let me just do it for Leroy because Leroy might forget all the negative crossovers and all that good stuff, right? So if you guys recall from the very top, okay, 12 months ago, December 6, right? Something like that, okay? Even before December 6, like late November 24th last year, what we were saying was like, hey guys, if we open and close a candle below our 3D 21 EMA, right, that move right here up to a 69K could be the top, right? And the reason for that was like our MACD was negative. So we've been following our 3D MACD long enough to basically, be very confident if we get a negative crossover plus a price action opening and closing below your 3D 21, you might get a long-term downtrend. So we said it, done deal, okay? Late November, mid to late November 2021. So what happened after that? We dumped all the way down to a 37, 35K area, which was our target also, and that range was our monthly 21 EMA. So the entire sideways correction you're seeing right here is nothing but the monthly 21 EMA sideways correction. Okay, it is nothing but our monthly 21 EMA sideways correction. So because we move sideways like for the entire quarter, for the Q1, okay, for the entire quarter, right, we move sideways Q1 2022 and all that good stuff before capitulating down. And one of the reasons why we were extremely bearish at the same time, it was like, we said if we get a negative crossover right here, right, coupled with price action being below our 3D 21 EMA, we're going to be dumping all the way down to our monthly 50 EMA. That region right here, it is our monthly 50 EMA. So you can see how we basically connecting the 3D time frame and the monthly time frame. right? You got your sideways correction on the 3D, right? But you got your directional target on the monthly. So that's why we moved sideways right here, just about like a couple of weeks before capitulating down, okay, in June. And in June we said, okay, right here we're not going to get any positive crossover, but we might just rely on the daily crossover. So as not the daily crossover back in June right here, right, we said we're going down because we couldn't get a 3D positive crossover right here. So you couldn't rely on the 3D. You just go ahead and rely on your daily basis, because you understand what's going on right here. We said that was a flat correction, right? It was nothing but a flat correction. So that's why we were bearish at 31, 32k, and dump it all the way down to 19k, 18k area, and basically just waited. Okay, we said, okay, 21k, right? Just about the 21 EMA on the daily going to be our first resistance. Secondary resistance going to be our 3D 21 EMA right there, and we're going to take it down to like a 17, just about like a 18.3, right? And just wait for a confirmation, because our 3D MACD was positive, because we cannot basically get so confident, right, to get a capitulation when your 3D MACD is positive, right? So you can't be so confident like BTC. I mean, you couldn't be so confident like we were going to break below the 17.5 with a positive MACD right here. So that's why I was just saying, wait, if we break below if we get a negative crossover on our MACD, we could be breaking below 17.5. Now we got a negative crossover plus price action below the 3D 21. So that is bearish, okay? That is bearish. So even if price action push up to the 3D 21 EMA, just about like a 18.1, we will talk about 18.1 on a lower degree, it is still going to be a strong resistance. So something to keep in mind going forward. The 3D looks good right here. We got a nice bullish 3D candle, but you just got to think about it, guys. We still got our 3D 21 right there, okay? Just like what happened right here. Could not get a clean breakout above it, okay? So if we push up to the 3D 21, I'm not sure if we will. It is likely to be coming back down, okay? So keep that in mind. And at the same time, once again, we got our negative MACD right here, okay? And don't get excited at the same time. If it crosses positive MACD, right? If it crosses positive, you're going to get a stronger resistance right here, because most bulls going to be FOMOing on that positive crossover, and most bears going to be going to get very excited to short the price at the 3D 21, right? And I talked about it in my premium when BTC was moving sideways right here, okay, back in November 10th, okay? Back in November 10th, our setup was like after the pullback, okay, our setup was like to sell, right, all the way down to 15.888, right, and to buy all the way up to 17.7, right, and 18.1, just to get the flat correction. But the problem with the flat correction, as I've been saying, is like you just don't know, because a flat correction most of the time going to start with a triangular formation. A flat correction, right? Let's say you got a big dump like that, right? You get a big dump, right, in red, right? And you got a pullback, right, and another pullback, right? So the next pullback to the upside, you just don't know how confident, right, bulls going to be, right, to take it all the way back up to the previous resistance. You just don't know, because it could just drop, it could just pull back up to 50% to 0.618, just like that, and just give you a triangular formation, something like that. Or sucker could just do something like that, right? So you don't know which one it is, right, going to play out. So it is going to be hard to tell. That's why I kept saying pay attention to your MACD. Okay, the 6-hour MACD already gave us a an early warning, but I'm not sure if I wanted to trust it, right? Because we got our 12-hour MACD still being positive right here. So 6-hour gave us a nice warning. That's why I said in my premium, it is good to take profits up to 6% right here, because we long it right here from 15,888, right? And we're looking for 1777 up to 18,111, but we're not sure if we're gonna get there. The hardest thing was like to get the support at 15,888 and take it back up to 17.7 up to 18.1. But it is not guaranteed, right? We will get there, but we almost like above like 60% of the move, right? Meaning like the range from 15.8 to 17.1. It is, if you hit like a 12.7, I mean, if you hit like 17.2, it is more than 50% of the range. So you want to be taking profits just in case we do not go all the way up to 17.7 and 18.11 and all that good stuff, right? Hopefully it makes sense, right? And if you take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, if you do a swing high down to swing low, right? That's what I'm saying about the 17.7. Okay, it is at 0.786. Okay, and 0.888, it is just about like 18K, give or take, right? Right here, right here, just in case. But if you take a look at it right here, 0.618 is giving us a tough time. Okay, it is giving us a tough time. So it is not guaranteed, right? It will be a flat. It could just be a triangular formation, just like what I just drew right here. So I'm just gonna draw it for our Leroy. It could just be something like that. You just don't know how big the triangular formation going to be because you only got like one touch. Okay, if you want to be moderate, you could say, okay, that is the triangular formation and we just retesting the support. That's also valid. Okay, it is also valid to say that's your triangular formation, and we already broke out above it, broke out above the resistance level, right? And now it is just coming back to retest it. You could look at it that way, but I'm not sure if that's what's going to play out. I'm not sure. Okay, right? It could just do something like that, or even basically just dump. As of now, I really don't want to be committed right here. You want to be committed like around the resistance or around support. You buy right here and you take profit right there and you flip sell, right? And look for a retest of the triple bottom or even lower prices, right? But opening a position right here, long position, is not safe. I think a sell position going to be safer than a long position. Okay, so whenever you get a sideways correction, just avoid like long in between. Either you get confident right here or right there, but you don't want to get confident in the middle. Okay, you're going to get wrecked pretty easily unless you are basically just scalping. If you're scalping, great. Okay, these 6-hour 21 EMA, you can get some nice 1 to 2% move just by shorting at the 6-hour 21 EMA every now and then. Whenever we retest it, you just take a cheap shot, get your 1% 2% out. When we retest the 6-hour 100 EMA, take a cheap shot, short the sucker, you're going to get your 1.5 to 2%, stuff like that. Okay, just like on the 12-hour, if you're scalping, if we retest the 6-hour 100 EMA at 17.850 up to 18.11, you're definitely going to get a nice 1.5 to 2% move where you're going to take a nice short and take profit and just run away, wait for it to retest it, take another cheap shot and all that good stuff, right? Because you got to remember, scalping is nothing but taking a cheap shot, right? Because if you try to scalp and try to hold that position for a macro trade, you might going to get kicked out multiple times, right? So for imagine if you try to, you know, open a scalp position right here, even though you know the macro trend is down, and you open up a 10x short right there, right? Open up a 10x short right there, you know, and sucker basically drop, and you get confident and sucker pump right back up, you're going to get out, right? Because you're going to be panicking, right? So just be careful, right? Trying to flip a scalping position into a long-term position and all that good stuff. What I mean long-term position, meaning like a swing trade position, a position you can sit on like for few weeks or even month, right? Depending on the position size and all that good stuff, and your leverage size. Okay, I mean your position size is more important than your leverage, right, size. David in the house, David Moonboy. Basically David is saying, hey, Send Crypto, I think you're right now. It is safer to stay with the short than stay with the long position. Yeah, I think it is safer depending on your time frame. If you basically are looking for a let's say a swing trade, it is safer, okay? But if you're scalping, you know, you just have to look at like everything, okay? You just can't say like, okay, you know, a short is safe and all that good stuff, but you have to look at the moving averages, indicators, and all that good stuff, right? But I don't want to talk about any scalping position right now. So but for the next, like I would say 2 to 3 weeks, a short is safer, right? That's what I would say going into like a 2023. Because remember one thing, guys, you just have to remember BTC always, okay, most of the time, I wouldn't say most of the time, but I would say always retest the yearly lows. Okay, so try to catch that yearly lows, right? And if it pushes back up at some point, you know, we will basically retest the yearly low and all that good stuff, right? Just like right here, the safest thing to do back then, right there, right, was to open up a long position at 15,888. So if you're in my premium group or in our you know, Telegram public group, we said it clearly when BTC was at, you know, 17k. After we broke below 17k, we said we're going to take it down to 15,888 and basically just take it back up to 17.7. The problem is like, are we gonna get up to 17.7? That's the only problem, right? But if you long it right here, you bought right here, right at the bottom, you just want to take 50 to 6% profits and just wait, because you know the next move going to be probably a big move, right? Going to be a big move, probably down to the monthly 100 SMA if you know, bulls give up the bottom right here. Or the worst case scenario could be just a triple bottom at 15.5, 15.8, and a possible, you know, reversal back up, stuff like that, right? But it's not a prediction, it is just a scenario, right? So don't go ahead and say Send Crypto say we're going to triple bottom and go to the moon. So Quiet Cook, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Quiet Cook, cooking some USDT. Quiet Cook is actually flushing all the USDT into USDC. You're welcome, David. So let me take a look at the chat room right now. Just to recap BTC, let's go ahead and recap BTC, okay? On a quarterly basis, we're saying like the quarterly cycle, it is still down, and we could possibly get 4 bearish quarterly cycle. That's not good for the bulls. So keep an eye on the you know, in terms of Fibonacci, keep an eye on you know, the 0.618 Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. If we do it from the March lows, we got, you know, 11.7, 11.8 as the 0.618. And if we want to take a look at it on a monthly basis, we got our monthly 100 SMA right around like a 12.5. So 12.5, 11.7 range could be the next sideways correction going into 2023 and all that good stuff, okay? So and we talk about the you know, the total market cap. If we retest the monthly 100 SMA right around 500 billion, you don't want to be too bearish you know, on crypto, and just be just be patient, right? Accumulate right here 500 billion, because we got our macro trend line support started since 2011 and all that, 2013 and all that good stuff. Okay, 2017 support, 2018 support, 2020 support. Could we get another support 2022, 2023 and all that good stuff? Possibly. And we'll be looking for the next big move all the way up to 8 to 10 trillion and all that good stuff, right? So so we talk about let's see, who's this guy? Okay, so we talk about Ether, and what we said about Ether is like we got a double top double bottom, and the previous move before the double top double bottom was a very impulsive move. So the double top double bottom could just be a sideways correction for a continuation to the downside, right? So if we retest the lows right here, the 382 Fibonacci, somewhere around 1050 1080 range, you could be you could be seeing a possible big move to the downside all the way down to a 650 and all that good stuff, right? So regarding BTC on a lower degree, we just said like, hey, BTC could move all the way up to 17.7 up to 18.11, right? However, if bulls accumulated some buy orders right here, they want to take some profits at 0.618, which is somewhere around like a 17.2 area, just in case, right, we do not get up to a 17.7 or even like up to 18.11, right? Because we could get a triangular formation just like it is right now, or we could get what, a flat correction. Personally, I don't know which one going to play out. All I'm doing right now is just paying attention to the indicators. Okay, the indicators, none of them giving like a 100% confirmation, meaning like the 12-hour MACD, it is still positive. So the 12-hour MACD needs to basically flip negative for a possible 80 to 85% confidence level to be flipping bearish. If you take a look at the RSI right here, I said it in my premium 2 weeks ago. A week ago, okay, we got to pay attention to our 12-hour RSI just in case we break below it. Okay, if we break below it, the entire move right here going to be over. You see what I'm saying? Because the entire support trend line right here is just supporting the sideways correction. Okay, if you recall what happened on a daily basis, right there, what we said clearly, right, if we break below the support trend line, right, we're going to basically break the entire sideways correction right here. Okay, just like what happened right here. If you watch me back in August, we used the same tactic, okay, same strategy right there. We said we broke below our support trend line, we're going lower, and we weren't waiting for it because we were bearish at 24k anyway. The only thing we needed was like a confirmation of a reversal. Remember, I've been saying it, resistance doesn't mean reversal. When you look for a resistance, you look for a point of weakness, meaning like the trend going to slow down, okay, but it might not reverse. You might be confident the trend going to slow down, but you can't be so confident it will reverse. The only way you're going to get some confidence is like if your indicators, right, flip negative with the trend, meaning like what we got right here. Okay, MACD negative, RSI negative. Okay, what I mean about negative on the RSI, meaning like breaking below the support trend line right here. So if you take a look at it, we got the same sort of RSI, right, like that, even on a daily basis. So but I think like the 12-hour is enough. We don't have to basically go all the way up on a daily basis, because on the 6-hour we already got confirmation on the 6-hour, but the only thing is like the RSI doesn't look so smooth. Okay, it's not smooth, right? So you wanna smooth it out by using a higher time frame, or even daily if you want to use the daily. But I'd be cautious, right, using the daily, because by the time we retest the support trend line right here, price action could be very deep, like around like below 16. Okay, if you use a daily, unless we get a very impulsive move, but by the time we break this guy could be like somewhere around like a 15.5, and you might be panicking to short at 15.5 and all that good stuff, right? So hopefully it makes sense, right? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at FTM for Peter Moonboy and Litecoin. If you guys have any requests, right, let me know for alt. Hey Peter, for FTM, you still got, I'm not sure if you're looking at like a, I'm not sure if you're looking at a FTM, you know, you're looking for basically you're looking for a short-term setup, or you're looking for like a macro setup and all that good stuff, right? On the macro, it is still in a downtrend, right? So you just have to be patient. We just hit 382, and guess what? The BTC dominance, it is still pretty low, around like a 40%. So you want to be cautious, right? And possibly look for the July lows right here, 2021 for FTM, somewhere around like a 600 sats. Okay, it is still pretty high at 1400 sats. And what I mean about high, you know, I remember back in 2020 when I was talking about a, you know, FTM, sucker was right around like a 50 sats. So it is still pretty high. All right, so just be patient with it. On the weekly, it kind of, you know, it is looking nice, but you know, you're breaking your trend line support right here. I mean, trend line resistance right here with a positive MACD. It is above the 21 EMA. So on the weekly basis, it is looking good. Okay, you could try to retest your, you know, 1700 sats and all that good stuff, but I don't see anything, anything like to indicate a macro reversal. It could just be a three-way move, just like that, a zigzag formation, and possibly coming back down to retest the 50% pullback, or the you know, June July 2021 lows right here. Okay, when we had the double top double bottom right here back in July, I was saying like sucker going to be pushing to the upside, right? But as of now, I don't see any macro reversal, just some short-term pumps, right? Let's take a look at FTM USDT. So you might want to wait for the next like a few months for FTM to really, you know, get a strong momentum. Okay, against USD or USDT, right? It is consolidating just about the 382, 50% pullback, going to be somewhere around like a 0.07. Okay, and as of now, we somewhere around like 25 cents. So we got a long way to go. Okay, we got a long way to go. Okay. So, and at the same time, if you watch my, you know, my analysis back in January, right, for FTM, right here around like almost like $3. Okay, right there around like $3, early January, I was saying like FTM going to go down. Okay, I was saying like FTM already tapped out and we're going down. Okay, after we broke out below the 3D21, $2, I was saying like short the sucker, we're going down to a, you know, to the dollar range and all that good stuff. Right now, it looks like we still got some room to go to the 50% pullback, and 50% pullback going to be only a Fibonacci, not even a price level, because the real price level of the real price support could even be like 3 cents, right? I'm not saying it will get down to those areas, right? But you just want to be cautious and pay attention to BTC, because the BTC dominance will likely to push higher over the next like a few quarters, possibly 2-3 quarters, stuff like that, right? So FTM likely to lose some you know, going to lose some sats to BTC, right? Okay, so Maurice is saying Bitcoin Cash to the moon. Okay, 46.0. Let's take a look at ADA on the monthly basis. So ADA on a monthly basis, you know, still not yet at 20%. I mean, not 20%, but 20 cents, right? So broke below the 382 Fibonacci, you know, started the downtrend since like September 2021, even before BTC topped out. And, you know, that's almost like 15 months, okay? So the next support going to be the 20s, the low 20s, right? If we find support right here, we could even be pushing back up, you know, 50% to a 60%, going back up to the you know, previous Fibonacci. If we get all season, you know, we could even push back up to the monthly 21 EMA. So you got good option, selling range option for ADA for the next like a few months and all that good stuff. If we find support at the low 20s, right? So 0.618 going to be around like a 13 cents, 12 cents. But once again, want to focus on the low 20s first before we talk about 13 cents. Okay. And at the same time, I don't see any bull run for ADA until we get above the monthly 21. So that could take like few quarters, not even month, but few quarters, right? And possibly even get a macro, you know, push back up on the monthly cycle for the next like a bull market, you know, on the RSI and all that good stuff, just to oscillate like that. So still in a bear trend, still gotta wait, you know, for the next like a few months to get a proper reversal and all that good stuff. But accumulation, once again, 20 cents going to be the next support. Let's take a look at TRON. TRON is very strange, and I'm going to show you why TRON is strange. So TRON is in a top formation, right? On a monthly basis. Most of you guys can recognize the you know, top formation for TRON. You know, triangular top formation. Just need to break below the bottom support right here, right? So just need to break below the bottom support right there, right? And you got 50% pullback to a 0.618 pullback, being like 0.035 down to a 0.024 range. All right. So, and the reason why it is strange is, the reason why TRON is strange is like most of these alt, right, they drop like 70%, okay, below their monthly 21 EMA. But take a look at TRON. It is still moving, okay, and hugging, you know, its monthly 21. It is still moving around it. Right, even BTC dropped 50% below its monthly 21, but TRON gonna make you, you know, gonna make you stay bullish on it, right? So just be cautious. I think like we could be moving like, you know, as low as like 70%, 50% below the monthly 21, right, for TRON, and just about like 65% below its monthly 21, going to take us around like a 0.618. So I think TRON will retest these lows at some point. Okay, I don't think we will be reversing right away without basically pulling back down to a 50% or even like a 0.618. Okay, and the major move of the triangular formation right here is pointing down to 0.786, but I don't think I got the gut to call for TRON dropping down to like a 0.013 as of now, as we don't have enough data. I mean, we do have enough data, but the volatility. Okay, the major move is good enough for data, right, to say, okay, the major move of the triangular formation could drop all the way down to 0.786. Right, that's good enough. But the volatility, it could take like month, okay, or even quarters, okay, to drop down to a 0.015 range, right? But who knows? Okay, I could be wrong, and sucker just basically drop down to a 50% pullback and just reverse, right? I could be totally wrong, where price action just going to drop right here and basically flip back bullish. Okay, so just pay attention to your monthly 21 EMA going forward. It'll help you basically to know if TRON is in a bull run or not. Okay, if we get back above the monthly 21 EMA, right, and consolidate above it for a few months, you could say, okay, this is it, we're going for a bull run, right? Possibly, but who knows? Okay, it's just a scenario, once again, not a price price prediction. The only directional price I have right now for Tron is a drop down to a 0.025, as low as 0.025 in the short to medium term within the next like a few months. Okay, let's say before the end of Q1 2023. Okay, ADA USDT. I already talked about ADA USDT, right? So let's take a look at ETHEREUM. So this guy, it is still at the bottom right here. I don't know last time we talked about it, but you know, it got a parabolic move to the upside and a parabolic move to the downside. So there is nothing you can do as of now, just but to suck it up at the bottom right here. Yeah, 97%, 98% down. Nothing else you can do, just be patient with it going into 2023 or even 2024. The monthly 21, it is all the way up to a 360. So you know, if the project going to survive, right, that's going to be a good level to be buying right now. It is a good level to be accumulating, not financial advice, because you're still like, let's say nearly 90% below your monthly 21. And you know, most of these alt, right, will start a bull run once they get back up above their monthly 21, right? So it means like, even if you move sideways for the next like a few months, you're going to get up to your monthly 21 EMA at some point. So you're buying it very cheap. So that's a big discount. If you are looking at like, if you're looking for the next like a 36 month, it is a big discount. But if you're looking for the next like 2 weeks, I don't know. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at LTC BTC for one of the moon boys. So LTC BTC, I mean, it looks good, man, but I can just trust LTC, man. At the moment, okay, I can just trust it. It's just me, okay. I like Litecoin, right, but I still gotta be cautious. Okay, so LTC BTC above the monthly 21, we just have to stay you know, for CH, okay, you just have to stay above Mr. Shu actually, right, just have to stay above the monthly 21. Everything looks good. I don't see anything bearish, you know, positive MACD price action above your monthly 21. Just have to stay above it, and we could be looking for resistance all the way up to 0.008 range. Okay, that's your monthly 100 SMA, right, give or take. Okay, up to the monthly 100 EMA resistance right here. Okay, it's going to be your resistance, right, just like the you know, COVID resistance right here. Okay, but nothing exciting. Okay, it could just pop, you know, and ignore everything and pump all the way up to the December 2017, right, March 2018 resistance. That's also possible, but I wouldn't be, you know, I'm not going to be looking for that high for Litecoin. But that's possible, okay, because we got the Litecoin happening, I think, like sometime in May, right? I'm not sure the exact date, but I think we got the Litecoin happening like in 6 months. And if, you know, even back in back in 2018, right, 6 months before the 6-7 months before the halving, it pumped like against BTC like 160%, right? Because the halving was like, I think in August, right? August, but it came back down by the halving. Okay, so but it pumped like 160% before the halving, and then just dumped back down to a support by the time we got the Litecoin halving. So you just got to be cautious because it already pumped like 175%, right? But that's 12 months before the halving. Okay, started the pump right here. So we got 6 months before the halving right now, so you just want to be cautious because after the halving it could do the same thing where, you know, price action going to do something like that. So I'm not sure if you're short-term trading it or long-term trading it, whatever, but that's just what I see. But the indicators, you know, just saying like we're looking good. That's all I can say for the indicators, right? But personally, I'm just going to be cautious. You're welcome, Mr. Peter. Oh, you're in it for the long run for ETHEREUM. We got a Mr. Hash Rate 87, 84, 13, 56. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. So guys, I'm just gonna cut it short. It is almost 1 hour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live stream and all that good stuff for the macro update and the short to medium term update and all the alt analysis, right? So don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Send Crypto premium group, link in the description for the, you know, for the macro analysis, short-term analysis, BTC, Ether, and alt and all that good stuff, right? I know it is bear market, but we still have to be focused, right, for the next for the next bull market. We already got 4 quarters out, so even 2018 was, you know, was not that bad. Okay, 2018. If we take a look at BTC, on a quarterly basis, okay, 2018 was not that bad, right? Was not that bad, right? We did have a bullish quarterly cycle, but in 20, you know, forget about this guy. It is bearish, okay? You know, the Q3, right, was bearish. So this guy right here, you know, it is giving us a, you know, it is giving us 4 bearish quarterly cycles. So it is worse than the 2018 bear cycle, if you really think about it that way. But in terms of like a trading, I think if you follow our analysis over the last 12 months, you probably did well because we've been extremely cautious and weren't looking for any upside move, and we were calling for all the downside moves. Okay, all the big moves, we called it for the entire 2022, right? So in terms of trading perspective, I think 2022 is better, right, than 2018. But in terms of you know, in terms of bearishness, right, 2018 was better. I mean, it was not that bearish as the 2022. Hopefully it makes sense, right? Because you gotta think about it, right? 2018, most of us, okay, didn't have any experience, right, of a bear market, right? You know, so we learned from the 2018, we learned from the 2019, 2020 bear cycle, and we apply all of that into the 2022 bear cycle. So what does it mean? It means like the next bull cycle, if you stay around for the next like 3 to 5 years, guys, if you stay around and you apply everything you learned in 2019 and in 2021, 2020 to 2021, you're going to basically be very satisfied with your trading strategy and all of that good stuff, right? Because in the next 3 years, you're going to basically couple like 2 different bull cycles into one, and you know exactly what to look for. You're not going to be looking for like 500,000. You're not going to be looking for like $1 million BTC. Once we hit that 180, you're going to be like, you know, I learned from 2019, I learned from you know, 2020, 2021, and you know, it's 2025. If I mess it up, I just have to wait till 2030, right? So hopefully you guys learning from this bear cycle and bull cycle. That way you can apply all that knowledge, right, in the next bull cycle and all that good stuff, right? So be safe out there, and you know, we'll talk about BTC later on down the road.